What's going on, guys? A lot has happened in such a short amount of time. The amount of bullshit, it's just too damn high.
Rent. It's too damn high.
I can't keep up with it. I got other shit to do. I don't get paid to do this. It's like a full-time job to keep track of all the bullshit's going on in the country nowadays. And guess who cannot get paid a full-time salary in order to do this? So I occasionally jump in as time permits. There's so much to go over in such a short amount of time. I feel like Willy Wonka. So much time, so little to do. Wait, reverse that. It all boils down to that the people in power either agree with the bullshit or they're too terrified to call out the bullshit because they're afraid of the social and job ramifications of what would happen if they do. There are so many white people in this country that are terrifyingly petrified, like just an instinctual fear like one has of spiders or snakes or the dark or whatever, just just a paranoid, frenzied fear of being called racist, that they bend over backwards and allow these radicals to do whatever the fuck they want. When people say I don't agree with Black Lives Matter, no one is saying that black lives don't matter. No one in their fucking goddamn mind, except like for the 5 KKK people that exist nowadays, say that. Everyone else, basically everyone on the face of the fucking planet in this country, agree that black lives matter. What they don't agree with is the organization and the things it stands for. That's why I'm going through their charter in the other videos. I had to, instead of making part two today, I had to address this crap going on. We don't agree with who they defend. You can say that, certain ethnicities, peoples, their lives matter, but when the moment they choose to rob someone with a gun and speed off in a high speed pursuit and the cops chase after them and they shoot wildly, the drive-by shooting, hitting bystanders, hitting the cop cars, and they crash and kill 5 people, and then, whatever. And this is after committing like 5 or 10 other felonies. It's just like, no, you forfeit your life. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care what race you are. You do that shit, you deserve to die. Or if you die in the process, that's not on me. That's not systemic racism. That's not my fault. That is your fault. We have all these crazies running around, tearing down statues of every single person they can find who's white. It started with the Confederate statues, and that was a convenient excuse because if anyone criticized them, like, why are you defending traitors? Why are you defending losers? We're not getting rid of history. We're just getting rid of the statues. You can put them in museums. We can still learn about them. But we're not erasing history. That was their foot in the door. It's a slippery slope. That's how they started this shit. And then they moved on to seemingly every single white person that they can go against. They're tearing down statues of Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Ulysses S. Grant, Andrew Jackson. And then they're going after people who aren't even politicians like John Wayne. They want to rename John Wayne Airport in California and tear down the statue just in front of it. They want to rename T.C. Williams High School in Fairfax County because he supported, when he was in charge of the county schools at the time, he supported segregation. That's his. So are we going to retroactively judge this? I've said this so many times. People just cannot fucking understand this. Well, if you listen to this channel, of course you understand this. I'm not acting like I'm the only person who knows anything correct and everyone else is just retarded. No, there are plenty of people on our side of the issue, on all of these issues. There are so many people every single time a statue comes taken down or something wants to be renamed, they're like, this is stupid. Get the fuck over it. There's nothing to do with anything. This is not going to solve police brutality. This is not going to solve the problems of black people just shooting each other up by the thousands every single year. It's not going to solve the violence in Chicago. It's not going to solve the violence in any black neighborhood. This is not the problem. If we rename a high school or a road or tear down a statue, that's not going to fix jack fucking shit. Oh, I'm sorry for cursing so much. I'm really, really pissed off. If you couldn't tell, if you had to guess, I am so beyond black pilled at the moment that any white pills I see every now and then of like people doing good things or some hope for humanity in this regard, whatever, but that's coupled with 90 other black pills of just this country is going down the shitter. There is no way that we could wrestle power back from the fucking retards who are in charge and turn this around. There's just no way. They have too many, they're in power, they're entrenched way too hard. There are too many of them and they're too firmly entrenched. We have been allowing this to go on inch by inch for decades now. This shit didn't go from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. No, this has been slowly going on for decades and decades and decades. That again is outside the scope of this video, but you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. This mental retardation of letting people into power who are completely unqualified, but because of their gender or skin tone, we let them do that. We let white guilt rack our feeble little minds into allowing objectively horrible policies to come into action because we feel bad of something that happened way before even our great grandparents were born. This has been going on for way too long that I don't see any possible way how we can wrest control. Because there's plenty, like I said, there's plenty of people who are like, this is all insane. We are going down the rabbit hole of insanity, and this is just a crazy train. Nothing makes sense anymore. Everything's a joke. I don't take anything seriously. This country is a freaking joke. There's plenty of people who think that way, but we're not in positions of power to do anything about it. Every single step, the government in different localities clamps down and says, you can't go here. You can't say this. Saying this is racist. We have to get rid of this. We have to change this. You can't do this. You have to wear a mask. Close down your business. You have to give us all these taxes. You're poor. You can't do this. Regulate this. Put them in jail for this. Release other people for this. Just every single tiny little aspect of your life is controlled by fucking retards. How does it make you feel? How can you sit there and just say, yep, this is fine, without just being fuming, raging, just leave me alone so I can do what I want, which is, ironically, to be just left the fuck alone. And yeah, I would like to go out every once in a while, and I like to travel every once in a while. I like to do certain things in society, like go to a bowling alley and go to a theme park and go to the beach and every once in a while internationally travel and see some sights and raise a family and whatever, and grow my own food and yeah, that stuff requires social interaction. Going to the store or whatever. Any things I just mentioned. Besides that, I just want to be left the fuck alone. I don't give a shit about all of this stupid crap that people keep on whinging about. But no, they just can't. Well, they just cannot leave well enough alone. They can't just say, "Yep, this person literally wants to bother no one his entire life." No, we're going to make his life a living hell by death by 1,000 needles. No one needle is particularly that bad. One particular tax isn't that bad, and one particular regulation isn't that bad, but just coupled over decades and decades of piling on all this bullshit, then it's like, oh, you guys can't just leave me alone. I have to speak out whenever I can. I got to fight the system, man, fight the man, however I can, because apparently I can't do anything. Is there any flow to this video? No, there's not. I'm sorry if you were looking. Go to the. This isn't the one, man. We are so paranoid to stand up to Black Lives Matter and every single other of their parent organizations or their umbrella organizations that stand more in line with what they believe in. We are so petrified because of being called racist, because any opposition to what they say is deemed racist. I have been called racist every single day for the past like 5 years. I've done actually nothing objectively racist. I've never judged anyone by the color of skin, which is the only definition of racist, by the way. I've never done that. I've seen other people do that day in and day out, but because they're discriminating against white people, it's okay. So not judging people based on the color of skin, that's racist. Constantly, excessively, every single second, judging people by the color of skin, if you're a liberal or a minority, that's okay. That's not racist. The president or the governor or whatever could end all of this madness by just enforcing the law, but they're too scared. They're petrified of actually, like, protecting statues, for example. Sending police officers to arrest anyone who actually vandalizes property. Vandalism of property, that's a crime. But since it's black people tearing down statues, it's okay. We're just going to let that slide. Not that any police officer wants to do that job anyway, because look how they're treated when they actually do their job and serve the community and actually get criminals off the streets. They're fired for doing their job and then vilified, drugged through the ringer on social media. Their family members are harassed, doxxed, fired, whatever. So soon we're not even going to have police officers to do the job even if the politicians decided to want to do in the first place. Like, it's just, at every single level you look at this, it's fucked up. There's no diamond in the rough, like, yeah, that's okay. Actually, the one diamond in the rough is that if you own guns and you're far away from people and you know how to use them, so shit hits the fan, you're actually okay. That's the one diamond in the rough for me. Thank fucking God I live in the country and have guns, because I could not be living in the city with or without guns and dealing with this fucking bullshit. I've seen so many videos of like people just trying to get to work or like running errands, getting food for the family, whatever. And all these rabid, zombie like protesters, the scene from The Walking Dead, they just run up to the car and start banging on the car. I'm sorry, you are allowed to use force to protect your property. The minute you hit my car, I'm going to fucking kill you. Oh, I'm making a threat on the internet. Oh no, I'm going to be taken down. Oh, but I'm not making a threat against a specific person, no, am I? I'm just saying that I will defend my property, which everyone has the right to defend the property. Anyone can use force to defend the property. That shit enrages me so much. And these people just put up with it and they just let people just mangle their cars or mangle themselves. It's lots of bystanders just got the shit beat out of them just because they're white and they happen to be in the vicinity and all white people are the enemy, apparently. According to Black Lives Matter. Their white allies are the first to go if they actually wrest control, which is what happens every single time. They're useful idiots. So where am I going with this video? I don't know, I just see all the insane shit happening in the news literally every single day, and no one's speaking out against it. If they are, they're not in a position of power, so they're just like me, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. This is just a record. If things go downhill like way south, they'll be like, hey, let's watch this guy's YouTube channel. For the past 4 years, he's been documenting all the shit's been happening in the world and just see the downhill spiral of the state of affairs. This is just keeping the record for the next generation after World War III. you know, there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing anyone can do about it. The people in power don't care. Either they don't care about the bullshit because odds are they're well off. They got armed security. They got a big mansion. They got a private helicopter. So they'll be okay. At least they think they'll be okay. Most of them won't be okay. Either they actually, it's a pie chart. There's not 100% anything. Some of them will actually be okay. Some of them think they'll be okay, but the mob will come for them too. And the other half are firmly with the retards doing all this bullshit. The president doesn't care. It's not a Republican Democrat thing. The Republican governors in their states aren't doing anything about it. The Republican president isn't doing anything about it. Republican senators and other congressmen, they aren't doing anything about it. They're all petrified of being called racist, and they're just sitting here and just letting all this crap happen. We have armed riots and gangs roving through half a dozen, no more than that, a dozen plus, 2 dozen, 3 dozen U.S. cities at any given day, just burning shit and beating up people, and we can't send the cops in because that's racist. But when we do, then it's the police state and police brutality, and we hate black people. And then the cops resign, rightfully so. Like Jesus Christ, you just see the bullshit they do that they deal with day in and day out, and then people are ungrateful for it and still call them pigs and fuck the police, whatever. That again, it's outside the scope of the video, but the police are resigning in mass, especially in Atlanta where Rayshard Brooks was shot. But all over the country, police chiefs are resigning and police officers are resigning, saying we're done with this shit. If you think we're so fucking bad, if we're just the devil to you people, then see how well your city fares without us. A lot of cities are burning and people are dying and businesses are being destroyed and there's no police to respond. Because they won't, because they're just like, you guys asked for this. You guys asked to defund the police. You guys asked to abolish the police. Where here you go, and now you see the results. So then you're like, so this in your minds, like this totally validates the pro Second Amendment argument. The police either can't save you, like they're physically being overwhelmed by the thousands of brain dead rioters, or they won't because they're resigning. So you have to rely on yourself for protection. So what do you use? You use guns. You use whatever weapons you have available. I know people are making fun of the Ken and Karen memes. Actually, some of those memes are freaking hilarious about how they look. But the principle of the matter is they're doing what Americans are supposed to do. They are defending their property against a violent mob who broke into a gated community. What do you expect people to do? To just see hundreds of people with pitchforks and torches screaming about how they hate white people and they're going to kill white people? And you're just like, yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to chill. I'm just going to stand on my lawn and see what they do. You know? No, you're going to get your fucking guns. What do you expect people to do? People making fun of them on social media, not only for their trigger discipline, but leftists like, I can't believe these white people, they see black people come up to them, they just instinctively grab their guns. So you don't want people to call police. We've seen people crying with it, don't call the police because that results in black people getting killed. So don't call the police no matter what. But you're not allowed to solve the problem on your own either. You can't use force to defend your property, so you just want... So now, through process of elimination, you really see what they want. They want white people to be helpless, to not do a damn thing, and let their private property be stolen or destroyed by black people. That's what they want, because they view white people as subhuman. They are the racist ones. not people who say all lives matter or I don't agree with the Black Lives Matter organization. These Black Lives Matter hate white people with a venomous vile. They want them to have no rights. They want all the rights to go to black people. They want black people to be first class citizens. They want white people to be second class citizens in their own country. And they want all of their property, all of their stuff they're so jealous for that they never have. That they, for one reason or another, never had. Mostly because they're too fucking lazy or to get breaking the law so much. That's beside the point. They want their cars. They want their houses. They want their stuff. So when white people dare use force to defend their own property, that's a heretic act in their newfound religion of Black Lives Matter. They're not allowed to do that. We're going to take away their guns. No, white people can't own guns. No, we don't want that. We don't want them to be able to defend their property. And you're going to say, whoa, 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 I believe Black Lives Matter, but I don't believe that crazy shit that white people shouldn't be able to defend themselves. What are you talking about, man? Okay, then what do you want people to do? They can't call the police. Do you want them to use force to defend the property? If not, then what do you want them to do instead? I haven't been able to get an answer from any crazy leftists because they just stop responding to anything I say. They're crying about Bubba J and the supposed noose in the NASCAR garage, and I'm like, wait a minute. The FBI determined it was just a garage door hanger. So, hoax hate of the year, obviously, duh. This is common fucking sense. And they're like, whoa, man, why are you saying that? Are you racist? I'm like, I'm just saying what the FBI's investigation concluded. What do you mean? It's nothing to do with race. It's a garage door opener. Do you not know what a garage door opener is? Have you lived in ghetto slums your entire life, never had a garage? Like, just where are you getting this crap, man? Or are you a privileged white rich leftist who never had a manual garage door opener and you always had a button? Maybe you're in one of those two. Regardless, it's a garage door opener. It's a string you use to pull a garage door open. I don't know how you, a functioning adult, actually, answer my own question. You're not a functioning adult. You're a fucking retard who's an adult who lives in this country who has just sailed by out of people's pity for not calling you stupid. And that's how you've gotten so far in life, is that no one has stood up to you and you should pity and say, stop this stupid fucking shit. So, yeah, that's all I said. I'm just like, it wasn't actually news. It actually wasn't racist. There was actually no hate crime. It actually was just hoax hate. It was actually nothing. Like, whoa, man, this is bad. I can't believe you're saying this. I'm like, when am I saying it's bad? Am I not allowed to say what the FBI said? Like, no response. They just dropped the conversation. Because they know that it's hoax hate, but it feeds their narrative. It's their side. It support Black Lives Matter. To believe that someone hung a noose in a black race car driver's garage furthers their movement, furthers their cause, furthers their viewpoint that all white people are racist, or that this country is fundamentally racist and we have to change it. So they don't care that the FBI concluded that it actually wasn't a hate crime, it was just a garage door opener. They don't care. By not caring, their action of not caring is not responding. They don't refute actually anything I say, they just don't care. They just say nothing. And that's what they've done with so many different things. So that about wraps it up. Yeah. I'm going to continue the Black Lives Matter stuff, the analyzing their manifesto. But as far as everything else, what can anyone do? What can any one person do? Even if I got like 50 other people at some meeting or something, what could anyone do? What if we actually got a local representative on our side? What could he do against the other 10 people on his board or whatever? Like, no one can do anything. They have the numbers game. They have the entrenchment game. The deep state is deep. It's too deep for us to do anything. So you just prepare for the worst because you know what's going to happen. How can it not happen? After seeing all this shit, we're only halfway through 2020. If you guys weren't paying attention, we're only halfway through this year. The election is in 3 months. 4 months. It's just going to accelerate. How is it not? The election is coming up. We have to get rid of racist KKK president. That's what we've been told. It's only going to get crazier. It's only going to get more violent. It's only going to get uglier.